It's just my view. I mean, hey. I digress. It's exciting. I'm aware of what's going on with Fantasia. She has been gaining some backlash in regards to her remarks on the Breakfast Club about women are not able to get married or find men because they're not wanting to be submissive. And so the thing is that everybody's in uproar, like, ah, submissive, submissive. But that's a lot of those feministic women. Okay. Here's the thing: as a married woman of 5 years, and as a devoted Christian and woman of God, the thing is that I stand with what Fantasia says. And here's why. Because me personally, I've walked that whole life of what she's speaking. She didn't say anything wrong. She wasn't going against the independent woman. She was just saying we have been placed in those situations and having to get those titles for so long that when we meet a man that's willing to be those things and be the head of the household, we don't know how to back off and be in a position of being that woman and letting that man be the head of the household because we're so used to being put in a position to where we're the mother, the father, the provider, the protector, all those things that God did not create us to be. And so the thing is that she got a lot of backlash in regards to that because she's doing it right. Okay. Now everybody want to go back again. That's just like what I was saying in regards to whole Kanye West. We want to go back and dig back into her past and say, well, she's not a good person to be a representation of this verse, this Bible verse, or a representation of that. People grow, people learn, and they when you know better, you do better. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people kind of move back out of the spotlight, if you will, in regards to getting their self right, and they are not able to expose to you the manifestation of God actually changing their life and being that head in their life, because people do that to people. When they finally get it right and they finally are abiding by what they believe in, it's like, oh, who are you to say something? And the thing is that if it was anybody else, if it was Megan Good or somebody else saying that, then they would be like, oh, I get it. But since it's Fantasia, it's a problem. But the thing is that she didn't say anything wrong in regards to her stance about what she said. And I stand with her because as a woman of God, that's what you want. You want your husband to be the head of your household. You want them to be that father, to their children. Okay. You want them to be the provider so you won't have to work so hard. You want those things. But the way society is set up now, it's set up to where you don't aspire for those things. Or if you do, you're looked at as like, oh, what I'm saying, you need a man type of situation. When, yes, that's what I was created for. I was created to be a helpmeet and to love on that man, to build with that man, to multiply with this man or woman. But society has it to where it's frowned upon it. So what she was saying is that it's like a generational curse. What I'm saying? You saw mama, you saw granny be these strong women, but they were single, struggling, going through, and so you feel like, well, if mama can do it, if granny can do it, I can do it, I'll be okay. But that's not what God created you to be, and that is okay. And the thing is, that's what she was pointing out, and here it is again, the backlash in regards to her actually trying to do something right. And let me break this down before I wrap this up and get to the next and the final topic. In Ephesians, to be specific, Ephesians 5 and 22-33, you know, um, it states that, we're supposed to submit to our husbands, but the husband is supposed to submit to the wife. But women, what we're submitting to is not necessarily our husbands. We're submitting and yielding to the will of God over our husband's life. Therefore, that's why you have to be equally yoked with that man. That's why that man has to be a man of God, because that's what you're submitting to. You're submitting to the God in him. And if he's not a godly man, then absolutely not. You will not yield and be submissive to him, because where is he leading you? Where are you going? straight to hell. Okay. So the thing is that that's what she's saying. She's not saying to be submissive to every man that you meet and stuff like that, but you gotta know that he has those godlike qualities. He has to be that husband, you know, and he has to be leading you guys somewhere. And God will give you that discernment to know thereof. And if not, you better seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all of his righteousness, and all those other things, husband, will be added unto you. And that's what she was saying in regards to being submissive. And that's the reason why a lot of us, and I say us because that was me at one point in time. When I met my husband, I was that independent woman. I didn't think I needed him and wanted him and all this stuff like that. I could do by myself. And we can. We know we can. But that's not why God created us. He created us to multiply and be submissive to our husbands. And by way of being submissive, you're respecting and you're abiding by the will of the Lord. So when you're submitting to your husband, you're respecting the Father. And when you're being unsubmissive or insubmissive to your husband, you're disrespecting the Lord. So you Christian women or women of God, proclaiming and professing that you are women of God and you're clean and things like that. That's what God is asking you to do. That's in the Word of God, to be submissive, to yield to your husband. But it also says that husband, you're supposed to do the same. Okay, you're supposed to do the same. So let's not get it misconstrued that it's a one-way street. But anyways, I digress. Don't get me preaching up on this page. Let's go to the next topic. I digress. Signing off. Deuces.